All right. Happy birthday, Ezer and Co. Happy relaunch party, everybody. We're here. Cheers. Cheers, cheers.
Happy birthday.
Thank you. We're so excited.
Way to have the water, girl. Way to have the water.
Seriously, Melissa is doing good on her water intake. She has taken her physical wholeness. There we go. Cheers. Okay. Everybody is white other than Sue and Liz. Y'all got the red tonight. So good for you doing your own thing. Okay, let me make some fun connections, introductions. So Liz is my co-host tonight, which makes me impossibly happy. Liz and I have been friends for a very long time. She's our director of operations. Sarah Komatsu is assistant extraordinaire. I told the two of them before the rest of you logged on tonight that this is the first time in Ezer & Co history in the last 2 weeks. Sarah, can we mute people? Background. I think you've got the power. This is the first time in the last 2 weeks where things have been happening for Ezer & Co that I have no idea about. And it's because of Sarah and because of Liz and the things that they are doing for this membership community. And so I am so freaking grateful for that. It makes me impossibly happy that I'm like, I have no idea what the hell you've done. Like, it works and it's beautiful and it's exactly what I envisioned. And I have no idea how you did it. That's so great. That feels like a celebration in and of itself. It feels like this birthday feels even so much more important because of that magic. So Sarah is my assistant extraordinaire. I got off of our last one-to-one call last week and I screamed at my husband from across the house, I love Sarah Komatsu. He was like, cool. Then I told Sarah. So she makes all the magic happen. You get emails from her, I'm sure. But if you need anything, Sarah is the wizard is behind it. I'm just going down my row. Ashley Cook, if you have been a part of the coaching group if you're part of the newer coaching groups, Ashley rewrote all of our copy for this round. And so if you read it and were compelled and felt like she knows, or Ezer & Co knows me, like this is for me, Ashley is the reason why. And the executive coaching group, particularly, Ashley's in right now with us. And when we talked about writing that page, I just told her, write it for yourself because you are her. When I think about who is in the executive warrior group, like you are her. So just write it for yourself. And then she's participating. So it worked. It was fantastic. Deneen Ray is our longest standing coach in our community. I was going to say oldest, Deneen, and I don't know if that's legitimately you are the oldest, but you are the longest running tenured person on our team. And I think you've coached 2 or 3 groups with us so far. So Deneen makes me very happy. Melissa Brown is currently in a coaching group with Ashley and with Liz and with Sue. Oh my gosh, it's like this whole group. It's like my whole executive group right now. Look at y'all showing up, representing. Way to go. Way to be executives. Melissa, one of my favorite things that I learned about Melissa is that she is a part of a Native American tribe in Michigan and works on an executive level for the tribe in Michigan. So incredible. I think you are the first person of a Native background that has participated in a group with us. And what you do for your tribe is so incredible. And we're so grateful to have you a part of it. Betsy Marvin. I've known Betsy for a very long time, part of our team. She's one of our newer coaches on the team, but has been certified for several years and is coaching somebody right now and is going to coach a group in May. So if you're watching the recording, Deneen and Betsy are on our coaching team and you need to be part of their groups because they are phenomenal coaches and phenomenal humans. And then Sue was a connection from a previous executive coaching group person. Never had a conversation with her, never even saw her name until she had registered for a group. And she's been like all in, hardcore participating, like showing up, like totally as the executive warrior woman that like I imagine to be in a group like this. So really fun to have you all live. Hopefully there'll be some other folks. We had a whole ton of people RSVP. So if you're just watching the recording, we wish you were here live, but we're so excited that you still got to be a part of this even after the fact. So that's the team. And I'm me. And I'm so excited to be here. Here, I'll do a little vulnerability moment. Look at this. See my chest and neck? See all the red? It's all excitement. Yeah, Liz, you need to get off your mute now.
Show us your palms.
Oh my gosh. So that's the other thing. Well, okay.
Sorry, vulnerable, like a moment of vulnerability. Show it, do it. We love you. Oh,
You
okay.
can't really tell. They're super, super sweaty. She knows that they're sweaty right now because I'm so amped up. They're really sweaty right now.
Yeah. It's good. In the best way possible, right? Good kind of sweats.
Yes. And I'm now overheating too because I'm just so excited. So I'm really grateful that you all showed up tonight, brought your drinks, and are participating in this conversation. This move to relaunch our Warrior Women membership community has been birthed out of pain.
Yeah.
As you all have experienced firsthand, but also from a bigger picture. And so I wanted to start with our pain because pain connects us and unites us in ways that other things can't. When
Can I say,
go ahead.
April, just to let you know, on your Facebook page, you have 5 p.m. On your Instagram page, you have 6 p.m. Just to
Well, oh, Deneen, thank you.
This is why I need Sarah.
I was literally just thinking, Sarah, are you on that? What do
I
we
would
need to
not
do?
have done that. Oh man, did it in the story, Deneen?
No, I think it's just on your page where you have the relaunch and it's in the wording. It says 6 PT.
See, Ashley is a copywriter. Sarah's a detail person. These things would not have happened on their watch. But oh well. Well, at least
No,
we have.
I love that Ashley's, I can see it. She's like literally checking
know.
right now. I
She
can
is,
see it.
yeah.
Like, active in live time, editing us as we
I
speak.
believe you, Deneen. I believe you. Well,
Absolutely.
Here we go. So speaking of pain points, good Lord, that's one of them. The
Hey,
details.
we'll just do it 2 hour long. We'll extend it. It'll be fun.
No, we won't, because my family will be like, we're hungry and we want to do dinner and we want to
Same,
let
yeah,
you on
same,
our night. So
same.
here we go.
Yeah.
It really has emerged from some pain. And there was a couple of reasons why this membership community became something of value and of purpose for us. I started this membership community 2 years ago. Ezer & Co was 2 years old. And I've coached over 1,000 people in the last decade since becoming certified. And part of the reason I wanted to start the membership community is because out of those 1,000 plus people, at least 70, probably 70% of them are women. And we would have these really powerful, beautiful coaching group experiences for 6 months, sometimes a year.
Wow.
And we would walk through this experience together and there'd be so much transformation and so much growth and so much connection. And then it would end and people would have no idea how the hell to connect with each other or like what was beyond the 6 months together. And it was like, we've experienced something so real and so true and so good together, but like, what's next? And where do we go from here? Or I would have people that like wanted to be connected to like what we were doing, but like a group wasn't the right thing at the right time for them. And so it was like, it's either all in or nothing. And then what happens when we're not all in anymore? And so I knew that we needed to create something that would connect this community of warrior women together for longer than and beyond a coaching group experience. And even in these last 2 years, this warrior women coaching group experience that you all have participated in, we've only done this for 2 years since we launched the community as well. And we've had 11 groups in the last 2 years. And it's been a similar thing. We have hoped that that would happen in the Mighty Networks community. And it was very clear, probably a lot earlier than we made the decision on, that Mighty Networks was not going to serve us well. That it maybe worked well for some content holding and to like keep everything tracking together. But like y'all weren't connecting in that space and you all weren't engaging and people didn't want to stay a part of it after their 6-month group ended, not because the relationships weren't there, but because the platform itself sucked. And it was just not a natural way for us to be in relationship with each other. And so we broke up with Mighty Networks but the need was still there. And like the pain of like, before I would do coaching or after I would do coaching, like how do these relationships continue? And so when Sarah and Liz and I started talking specifically about what it could look like, Liz was very gentle and very clear of like, so do we have to still do Mighty Networks? Like, is that really the only way for us to like, and I was like, and then I started announcing or talking about like, I think we're going to break up with Mighty Networks. And everybody's like, oh yeah, that's a good idea. And I was like, why would you? So we knew that there was a need. We knew that how we were doing it wasn't working. And so we decided we needed to reframe and relaunch. Tamara Carpenter. So good to see you.
Tamara Carpenter. Hi, friend.
Tamara
Yeah,
Carpenter
hi,
is
sorry
the
I'm late.
original girl. This girl is the original OG Ezer.
so
Like
glad you're
before
yeah.
Ezer was Ezer, Tamara was there and in this with me. I mean, talk about a full circle moment. Tamara, one of the most
Love the
wonderful
work
people.
here.
So that's where we're at right now. That was kind of the pain. Liz is, like, pretty darn new to this community and pretty darn new to the team. And so I asked if she would share a little bit of her own experience.
Yeah, thanks, Abe. Hi, Tamara. It's so good to see you, friend. All the years. Yeah, I am not new to April. It's almost going on a couple of decades of living some really deep, hard life, sucky, darkest of darks moments. And I think if I'm going to be really honest, Ezer always felt really inaccessible to me. It felt like that's something for someone else. It's something for somebody who's more along their journey, more healed from their pain, not in the like muck and the mire of hard life. And yeah, it always felt like maybe someday I'll be ready for coaching. Maybe someday I'll be ready to like kind of actually jump on. And I watched her from afar and cheered her on from afar as one of her friends and kind of her community. But over the last couple of years, just have felt compelled to learn more. And, as we have shared lots of nights together and family moments together with our kiddos as we raise them together, just really thinking like, what does it look like to make Ezer a place that I could be a part of? And people like me, right, who come from lots of trauma, lots of broken, financially struggling, right? Somebody who's like trying to lead in executive spaces while still trying to like meet the needs, being a single mom with 3 kids and barely putting food on the table and making rent, right? And so how do I like figure out what the disparity between the two are? So yeah, I mean, I think that's been a really beautiful space that April's like invited me into these last few months of like, how do we make this more accessible to people kind of like me? And I am like, I joined the executive coaching group, which felt like, I mean, April can tell you, I'm like begrudgingly and like I was not ready to commit and it felt big and scary because of my own like not just the finances and all the reasons I could say no, but just my own pain, right? Like I don't know if I was ready to open up. I don't know if I was ready to like embrace and share all the things and then invite people into like my story and speaking in. And I think we're going on, I don't know if maybe a couple of months, right? 6 weeks,
Almost
maybe.
3 months. No, almost 3 months.
Oh, okay. That feels big. And I think in that already, I can like name some friends on the call, Melissa and Ashley and Sue, and just grateful for how you guys have seen me and embraced me and challenged me. And my life has changed. Like I can honestly say, like in just the last couple of months, my life has changed. I feel changed and it makes me feel even more committed to what we are doing at Ezer. And I am the first person to say, like, I am committed to making it more accessible to more women from all walks of life, to those sitting in the margins and the fringes who are saying like, I can't do this. It's not me, it's everybody but me. Cause that was me. So yeah, I mean, I think that's where I'm at. And just, I feel an honor and a privilege to get to lead this community because I think we're just better together. And I am the first to say like, but I'm okay alone. Like I've survived alone. I've done it alone. I've made it this far alone. And what if we're not? Like, what if we actually are better together? So I'm grateful for it. I'm here for it. I am here for you guys, really excited and genuinely feel privileged to get to be a part of it. So thank you. Thank you guys for showing up and saying yes. It's a lot.
I mean,
I know it's a lot because it's a lot for me. So thank you.
I mean, can't you see like why I love her, why she's on the team, like why I invited her into this director of operations space? Like she's fantastic at her job, but like who she is as a human and who Liz is as, I mean, I've seen her, in the darkest and the deepest and all of the spaces in the last 20 years. And like, she is a poster child of what I imagine our warrior women community to be, you know, within groups, within the membership community, within just who's on our email list, like all of it. She is, and she's pushing me every single day on how we do make this community accessible and engaging. One of the first things I told her is that historically, coaching has been reserved for professional athletes and for all the old white guys in the C-suites.
Yep.
And I am committed to smashing that down too.
That's right.
That coaching needs to be available for everyone. That coaching is available for the immigrant woman and the woman who lives in another country around the world. And coaching is for the single mama, and coaching is for the executive, and coach, like what we have created, it needs to be available for all women. If it's not good for all women, it's not good for any woman. And so Liz, in her DEI space, in her trauma-informed background, in her single momness, like, is helping to advance that in a way that is for all women. And so I'm really grateful that, like, where we're at right now in this relaunch and in repositioning how our community functions, that she gets to both lead this and that she gets to develop and cultivate how this community exists for all women. So I wanted to walk you through some of how we are shifting what it is that we are doing in the membership community, and how it is that we are not only inviting you to be a part of it, but beyond, right? Like, who all we are looking to include and to invite into this community. So there are still 4 major purposes of what we want to do in our membership community. We want it to be all about community. We want it to be all about coaching. We want it to be all about content, and we want it to be all about connections. I do think those 4 things are really powerful. And when you put them together in the company of warrior women, something really transformational takes place. And so it starts with the community, right? Like, so Liz, Ashley, Melissa, and Sue are currently in a coaching group together. And after about 3 weeks, this happens every time, but after about 3 weeks, I was like, holy shit, the things that they are sharing in the text messages with each other are incredibly deep and incredibly, like, vulnerable and really honest. And, like, they're not posturing themselves. They're not, like, peacocking them. They're like really showing up with each other. They've met each other virtually like twice. So it still surprises me a little bit, but it is exactly what we want to create. It's that connection, that community with one another, and sisterhood and solidarity are the secrets. It is why what we do matters and why it's so transformational. We believe that we're better together. We believe that you are not alone, and that in your own journey, whether you are living in Michigan or Dallas or Southern California or New Hampshire, Julie, is that where you live? Maryland. All of those little states over there.
She doesn't know. Don't blame her.
Sorry. Sorry. Amy's in Indiana. Like, no matter where we are, you're not alone. And I want there to always be a space that when you're having a suck day, when you're feeling stuck, when you're feeling insecure, when you're not sure where to go or what to do, that there is a community that you can reach out to, and that there is that solidarity and that support and that sisterhood. And so community is the first piece. And so a few things that we are doing to both shift and to elevate in this relaunch is we are moving away, obviously, from Mighty Network, and we've created a private Facebook community that is a group that is exclusive for members of our membership, or our membership community. So it's not the Ezer & Co page that you may have seen. This is a private, exclusive Facebook group that will be monitored, that has guidelines and has a kind of rules of engagement, so that you really can show up with your questions, share your wins, share your struggles, connect with other women in this community, and really have it be a brave space that no matter what you are doing and where you're at in your journey right now, you've got a community that you can come back to and be like, okay, we're on the same page here. Like, we are moving in the same direction. And that direction is toward wholeness in our life and our leadership. So community is the most important thing. And that's what is, like, that has been the driving factor to move out of Mighty Networks into Facebook and into the other system that we are now activated. So we'll do that. We're going to do some Warrior Women social hours where you pull up your happy hour drink and we can have just a hang, just the ability to be with one another, and without an agenda, like just to connect and share what's going on and what's happening. We'll do a weekly study hall. So this is one of my favorite things from a coaching community that I am a part of. And it is a 1 hour block of time every Wednesday where you can come and have uninterrupted, focused work time to get something done. Like whatever matters most to you in that day, it is quiet, it is silent, but you get to be in a Zoom room and you get to get the stuff done that you need to get done for the day that matters most to you for that hour. So it's a great solidarity support thing. It's become one of my favorite things in my own schedule. Liz, you want to add something?
No, I'm excited for that. I think I felt intimidated by it, but I invite you into it. I'll be there. So yeah, I mean, it really is practically like come with like, I'm going to do my reimbursements for the week, which personally is like my living hell. I'm going to send these 3 emails and I'm going to check this off my list, and it's 1 hour. So come be there. We'll celebrate together. We'll be a safe space for each other. So I'm personally most excited about that rhythm because I know I need some good, healthy rhythms that I have accountability with other women. So
it's part of mental wholeness, right? Is
yes,
the ability to focus and to
Drinks are
prioritize
always welcome, Steph. Yes.
what matters most in that hour and to get it done. I did it this morning and it was such a breath of fresh air because it's so easy to get distracted. And so our study halls will give you some of that uninterrupted focus time. So community, that's really the driving force. That's like number 1. Number 2 is the coaching piece. Y'all are part of this community because of the coaching element, right? You want to get somewhere that you have never been before. You want to get different results in your life and your leadership. And we want to get you the results that matter to you and to bring our expertise in transformation and in how people change behaviors and how people change their mindsets. And so we will do that, obviously in our coaching groups, but beyond that in a couple of ways. 1, we will continue to do live Q&As with me at the end of every month. That's available for women that are currently in coaching groups, but for our whole community. We will do hot seat coaching with me. That'll be a little bit of a different deal where you can bring where you are most stuck, the question that you've got that's kind of driving you right now. And I can provide some hot seat coaching and we can do some live kind of interaction around that specific issue that you are facing. We will do some special coaching challenges. So our coaches will have opportunities to like lead some 1-month challenges for you, whether it's in, one of the 6 different dimensions of wholeness or in a specific issue that may be happening in that month. And then, like I said, if you are already in a coaching group, you get to be a part of this no matter what, because this is already included into what it is that you do. So community is the second part, or the coaching is the second part. Content is the third. I love content. I'm a content creator. I could create content all day, every day. But one of the things that I have noticed about content is that there's a lot of stuff out there. And when you are on your wholeness journey, and when you are someone who wants to smash the patriarchy, and you are a womanist, and you're committed to being an anti-racist, and you want to be inclusive, you need some help to discern through the crap. And so we help to both create and to curate content that will help you get results in your wholeness journey, that isn't laced in things that are going to be non-diverse, non-inclusive, unkind to women. We will help to create more of that pathway for you beyond a coaching group experience. So specifically, we're going to do a book club every month. We'll tell you about the one in April that I'm really excited about. You will have access to all of our wholeness pro tips that are both universal and unique for you. In each of the 6 different wholeness dimensions, we've got wholeness tips with a video that I have already created that you get access to all of that. All of our wholeness workshops are included in your membership, including our Enneagram 101. And we will be ongoing creating content and workshops and courses that you will be able to have full access to as a member of the Warrior Women community. So that content piece feels really sacred to me because of how many unsafe spaces there are for women like us. And then the 4th thing that we are going to be committed to doing in this community are connections. I have seen in my own life and leadership that one connection to the right person at the right time changes everything. That you can meet one person and it'll shift the entire trajectory of your life. You make one connection and having a shared experience and everything is different for you. Like things get opened up or reprioritized or shifted or washed away. Like that one connection can change everything. And so we have access to a whole bunch of experts in the field of transformation, of wholeness, of coaching. And we want to bring those people into spaces for interviews and for access to our community, but also knowing that the connection that you make with one another. Like, you might get a new job that pays you way more. You might get access to a therapist that gives you the kind of healing breakthrough that you need. I don't even know. I think the possibilities are endless, but really we want to provide some kick-ass connections for you to be able to make your life better. And honestly, we've got like a list like, of so many people that we want to bring into this community for connection. So those are really the 4 things that feel most significant to who it is that we are and what it is that we'll bring into this community. So with that, I wanted to ask Stephanie Porter, who has been a coach with us actually since the beginning, since the very beginning. Steph, it's been 4 years since day one. And so Steph has kind of been with me in this journey, and also as a coach, as a coachee. Like, I coached her, I trained her in coaching. She has coached with us, and now she's our director of coaching. And I asked if Steph would kind of give some of her unique lens to what makes this community and this membership unique from the other spaces that she's led in, because she's also led in spaces all over the country in pretty incredible ways. So tell us what you see about the uniquenesses and the differences here.
Hello, everyone. I don't have an accent.
I was gonna say, she's not British.
Work it, girl. It's working for you. Keep going. We like it. We're here for it.
I love it. Yeah, so I was thinking about this question, and I think I can answer it pretty concisely. When April first approached me about coaching, I said no, absolutely not. I had a wall up, and I was over all of the kind of canned cookie cutter, A, B, C, D, do this and you'll succeed. I've read so many books, been a part of so many groups, and I was kind of burnt out of all of that. And she's like, trust me, it's so different. And I was so desperate enough in my personal journey. I was contemplating quitting ministry, and I've been doing it for almost 20 years, and kind of having that identity crises of like, I've been doing this for so long. What on earth would I even do if I started over? And I was in therapy at the time, but therapy coinciding with coaching, especially with April. And it wasn't called Ezer and Co. at the time. I don't even remember what you called it, but nothing. Period. Period. So the unique difference for me was I have never been invited into a space where I got to focus on myself as much and as deep with all of the resources and tools. Stepping more into my Enneagram and realizing as a 7 how much I had avoided my pain, how much I wasn't actually doing the work, was a kick in the butt. And I probably cried more in my life in that first 2 months than I ever had, but I also felt safe to do so, which is a lot. Yeah, and I think, the most powerful thing for me was realizing that I had told myself my whole life that my adoption story, I was good, that my parents, I had a good life. So why did I dig deeper? And in that first month of like really digging into who you are, I had this epiphany in the company of other women that it was like, my name was Brandy Avalos, and I don't know her, but I am her, and she was me. And I set into this deep dive, and I mean, my lists were long of the things that I wanted to accomplish for myself. And it really was transformational over the first 6 months. I did quit a job, and I worked towards transitioning away from another job that I had. But I really did just step into leading and living a life that I love with wholeness. And each year, I feel like that I've coached, it's just a reboot. I have never stopped leading myself, never. And being a part of this has been the biggest gift to my life. And like just this last month, I was like, oh, physical wholeness came back again. Dang it. I got to get the blood work. I got to get the tooth pulled, and I hate it. But it's such good accountability, and I'm changed for it and just better for it. So I didn't want to do it, but it changed my life, and now I'm excited to just journey alongside so many other women and help you change yours. See the difference? It's not me changing your life, it's you changing yours. And we just hold up the mirror and give you all the tools to do so. So it's awesome.
Y'all, the first time I met Stephanie, I actually said something really unkind and insensitive to her, which is kind of my MO. It's just putting my foot in my mouth is like my job. And her response to me was such a gracious and kind and loving one that I knew that this woman had some integrity and had some character and had some grace in her that was different, but also was needed, you know? And so it's been really cool to have her be a part of this since the beginning. One of the things that I would also say about like, who is this membership for and who it's not for? I mean, y'all that are here right now, like you're our people, like that it's clear in this Zoom room for tonight that like you guys are the kinds of women that get this, that want to be a part of a community like this. But one thing that makes it very, very clear is if you've not downloaded our manifesto, you need to download that, because if there is anything that will give a sense of clarity of like, is Ezer & Co for me or not? Like, can I buy into this? Is this something that I'm for? That manifesto makes it really clear, because we're really clear, really passionate, use a lot of strong language about who we exist for and why we exist. And quite honestly, there is no other organization that I know of that does what we do at all. There's no one that does what?
No, I hadn't read it in a while, and I re-downloaded it a couple of days ago, and I was like, hell yes, like I want to be a part, like literally was like, oh, I want to be a part of that. Like that is something I can sign on to. So when I reread it, it just, yeah, it like was moving. It moved me. So
well, it's just, there are lots of organizations, there's lots of coaching, there's lots of communities that have a very, very, very small or specific niche focus. And that's great for those spaces.
yeah.
But like, we're about wholeness. We're about the whole thing, y'all, the whole thing. Your physical, emotional, mental, relational, spiritual, renewal. We're about your life and your leadership. Like there is no place of who you are and of what you bring to this planet that doesn't matter and that isn't important. And we can't focus on one thing without it impacting all of it. And so I don't know of any other company that does this work in the way that we do it for women. And so download it, see if it resonates. We would love, yeah, that's the best litmus test of like, if we're for you, if this is going to be a brave space for you to be a part of. I just saw Sarah O pop in, and oh my gosh, between her and Tamara Carpenter, this is like the OG Ezer women. Oh my gosh.
Hi,
So
Sarah. It's so good to see you. And hi,
I was
Priscilla.
Sarah O's kids youth pastor about 1,000 years ago. Hi.
Hi, it's good to see you.
Hi, Sarah.
I didn't know you were coming. It's so great to see your face. Oh my gosh. All right. I want to give a real quick specifics on like what April is going to look like for this next month. The month of April, AKA the most confusing month of the year.
Every time she says it, I'm like, April, what do you look like? I don't know. It's
So confusing. I hate it. We are going to focus every single month. We're going to have a different theme so that whether it's connected to a specific wholeness dimension or kind of a bigger thing that's happening in culture. This next month, our theme is Hungry Hearts. It's not only going to be our book of the month, but it's also our theme, because when I think about coaching, one of the things that I think about is that our role is to cultivate hunger in you, for you to want more than what you currently have. And this book is a beautiful compilation of essays from an incredibly diverse group of women in helping us to cultivate hunger within us that increases our appetite for life and for our whole self. So this is the book of the month. This is also our theme for the month. We will do study halls every Wednesday. We will do hot seat coaching on April 20th. We will do live Q&A with me the last Tuesday of the month. Those are things that are already in place that we're committed to doing, but more will be populating as we get our sea legs underneath us. So that is kind of where we're headed with the nuts and bolts of and the big picture of what this community looks like. So Liz, I'm going to hand it over to you.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, super excited for those things. Like, I'll be a part of those. Hope you'll join us. Hope you'll invite friends. Like, this is, yeah, we're creating a community here. So, yeah, I would love to hear from you guys, honestly. I think my first question is, if you've been in a coaching group, we would love to hear from you. Like, how has it played a role? Like, how has it helped you achieve goals? How has it helped build you, transform you? I know most of y'all have been a part of our coaching group. So from the newbie in the group, like, please tell me, what am I looking forward to? What are you celebrating tonight? What are you holding on to in regards to what you've experienced so far in regards to Ezer and coaching and being a part of this community? So mute off, share in the chat, however you feel most comfortable, but we would love to hear from you guys tonight. I know y'all ladies aren't shy.
I'll speak.
Thank you, Tamara. Let's go. Hi, friend. Thank you.
No, yes, no, I just want to really encourage everyone here, and myself included, that so much of my own personal growth started, like you, Stephanie, early on in just digging through so much trauma, so much difficulty, and, doing the work. And, with April, Sarah too, at certain times we just were all kind of working together and talking and walking together. There's nothing like community to be able to help you go much farther than you could on your own, or even with one other person. So I can say for myself that so much of, what I'm living right now, I've had some great advances, the great changes take place. A lot of it started with this, work, so much of the time, April, that we spent together, and Sarah. So I just, I'm so happy that you're doing this and providing the space for others, and, creating opportunities for real growth. And it's not, you have these 4 C's. It's not just one direction. Our lives, are like popcorn in a way. It just like, it happens in different spaces, different moments, different words, different aha situations. So anyway, happy for this.
Thank you, Tamara. That's amazing. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for being here tonight. I know that you are part of the legacy of Ezer. So thank you for being here. Thank you. Also, we want popcorn. Who else? Thoughts, feedback? What have you learned? What are you experiencing? Legacy does not mean old, Abe. Come on, it doesn't mean old.
Does it have to be like, or is it just legacy, or can we give our
Oh,
impression?
go, Ash. No, go. What does it
Okay,
mean
so
to you today?
This
What
is
have you
the 2 months
experienced?
in.
Yes, absolutely. That is valid too.
So I have been part of coaching groups before, mostly in like the business coaching context. Also, I have worked with mindset coaches and all for like personal things. And so what is so refreshing about Ezer and Co so far is how different it is. So like, I love structure, but I also love freedom within structure. And what I found is that Ezer and Co really has found like a really great balance with that. And they've blended in accountability. So like the business coaching programs I've been part of have been like, here's a library of 20 million videos for you to go watch, create your own roadmap, figure it out. And we'll be here to coach you along the way as you create your own goals. I don't have a visionary bone in my body. So for me to have a library of 20 million videos is not really helpful to create like a map or to have like the accountability along the way. And it also is very much like achievement due, like for the business. It's not so much like my own tending to like what's within me.
Right.
It's very business spotlight. And then I think of like the mindset coaches and all I've worked with who say things like, you are the program. I've worked with coaches like that. And while that flexibility is wonderful, there's also not as much of like you don't know where you're going. And so what I really like so far about the Ezer and Co, just the structure piece of it, is that I know for every month we're going to hit at all the different components, so that by the end of the 6 months, we're covering the full human, the full woman, right? And then within that, we have very specific goals that are unique and tailored to us. And I know every month when I get on a call with April, she's going to be like, did you get your 5,000 steps in today? And I will be like, 50-50. And she'll say, what can we do differently this next month to make sure you hit it? We had this like 2 hours ago. And so
hypothetically, as in 2 hours.
Yeah. Hypothetical.
All hypothetical.
Yeah,
So,
of course.
so it's just a place where I can be myself, and I can not beat myself up if I get 9 out of 10 goals done. And then that last one where normally I would beat myself up for like, I didn't get all 10. It's okay. Well, what can I course correct and adjust to help, to help improve this next time? So it's a place of grace. It's a place of compassion. It's a place of like really good company to just be myself. And then it's very indulgent too, because it's like all about my wholeness and my healing and my moving forward. So it's just, yeah, I'm very grateful to be almost done with month 2. Oh wait, halfway done with month 2. So yeah.
Thank you, Ashley. Thank you. Thank you for sharing, friend. We're grateful that you're here, grateful that you're leaning in, grateful that you're pushing through. So thank you. Awesome. Melissa, I love what you said. Yeah, an ability to focus on me with support from great ladies. So that feels really good.
The other thing I think that I want to add to is I feel like we live in this man's world. And I think in the executive space, it gets to be lonely. There's other men, and I feel like you can't stand kind of on your level. It's hard to confide in other women because you need to confide in somebody at your level, and it's not always. And so it's nice to be in this group to have a group full of women that are at that same level that can have those same discussions. Where in the real world, it's been a little bit hard to find some of those women and connections.
Melissa, so true. I think like I see all the head nods, all the like, amen, preach it, sisters. Yeah, so good. Thank you. So good. Yeah. Awesome. Okay, so I thank you guys for sharing. What are you looking forward to? What are you hopeful for, right? What is a feature of this community that you're like just hoping to get out of it in these next few weeks, months, years to come?
Can I just say I'm just so happy to be with you all, even for this last half. But
you can say anything you want, okay? Just for the record. You bow at your feet. We love you.
Yeah, no, I'm coming out of burnout, or I feel like I am out of burnout finally. But it's just so great to be in a space with women because I really miss that, I think while I was in burnout, I was in a bit of a cocoon mode, but yeah, I'm taking theology classes right now, and I'm looking for and not finding the female perspective. And so I was just really, really just even in the last 10 minutes that I've been on the call, 15 minutes, that like I can feel the emotion of this, like, these are my people, and so, and just knowing and having walked with April for years past, like I feel like I'm home, and so I am looking forward to just a lot more development, and not only in this space, but I think the world needs to hear whole women's voices, and not just the angry women's voices, or the, or the women who can't speak up. You know what I mean? So I'm just really wholeheartedly behind April and this group, behind Ezer, and yeah. So thank you. I'm really excited to be a part of this conversation today.
Thank you, Sarah. We are so grateful. If y'all don't know her, get to know her, exchange info, like seriously in the chat right now. She is, there are some incredible women on this call right now. And I know it's just the tip of the iceberg for who our community is and is going to grow to be. So thank you. We want to honor your time. I know we started a little bit late, but we have 5-7 minutes left. I want to know what questions you guys have. Like, what does this Warrior Women community look like as we grow? What questions do you have? Please share them out loud in the chat. We want to honor your space and your time. Thank you for trusting us tonight. We are, April, if you know her, she signs everything with the best is yet to come. And I believe that the best is yet to come. We're like just getting started. I think you all feel like, oh, can we just stay an hour longer, right? We're just getting started. I know there are more people that couldn't be on tonight. So for those of you who couldn't make it, we see you. We're excited to connect with you in other ways. This is just the beginning. We are literally just getting started. So this community is growing. We're grateful for your trust in us, grateful for your patience and buy-in. And if you have thoughts, feedback, we want to hear it. So questions, if you have anything else, April, I don't know if you have anything to share.
What haven't we answered? As you're thinking of questions, I will share this. I'll share with you kind of what the membership looks like. We already told you everything that's included, like everything. There's no like levels. There's no like you add this and then you add this and you add this. Like being a member, first of all, if you're a part of a coaching group, your membership is included for the duration of your coaching group. Beyond that, what we are doing is for this month through the end of this month. So March 31st, it's March, Liz, just so you know, it's March.
Why do I never know what month it is? It's very hard. It's hard. It's very hard.
Liz and I had a meeting at my house. She wrote down the wrong month and year in her notes.
Maybe the wrong day too. It was a
hot mess.
It's hard to keep.
It's hard, but so through the month of March, you can do a membership, an annual membership for $349. And whether you are coming back, whether you are saying I'm in, like I said, if you're in a coaching group right now, it's included for the duration of your group. So $349 for the year. After this month, the price is going to increase and it's going to be $529 annually or $49 a month. You can, if you do a monthly, moving forward, you can cancel at any time. We don't think you want to, but we want to give that opportunity. Actually, Liz and Sarah were two very strong voices in saying, I just wanted to do the annual because one, I'm a part of an annual membership community and it makes a lot of sense to just commit to the annual and to engage for a longer period of time instead of like, I'm half in, I'm half out. I liked the whole deal. Plus it helps us to like figure out how do we invest more fully into the community. However, because we're about diversity and inclusion, my partners here, Liz and Sarah specifically said, to only give an annual option does not make it as accessible to women who can't afford that amount straight out of the gate. That it might be helpful to give a lower price point for a shorter period of time with the option of canceling in order for women to be a part of it. And I said, hell yes, I'm in, great. It maybe makes it harder for us, but that's what we want to do. We want to be about the inclusivity and the accessibility as much as we possibly can. So that is what we're offering to you all in this membership. That's the final detail. But what questions do you have? What have we not answered? Ashley wrote one. If we're in a coaching group and we want to snag the good deal before 3/31, can we buy the annual now and start it when we conclude our 6-month group?
Great question.
Look at you, bargain shopper.
Gosh, girl, you're the woman after my own heart. That was such a great question.
I don't know how that logistically.
The answer is yes, and we have to figure out how that works. Like,
okay, so
I don't know how to work the tech.
They're okay. Unmute and speak up, please.
On the logistics. I don't know. So literally the membership website has been active as of like 3 hours ago.
7 minutes ago.
we've been working to make sure that we was ready for today. But I love that. And especially because we are specifically here for like, we want to support. And so we want to have that deal ready.
So my answer is yes.
Yes.
I have an idea.
Figure it out.
I don't know if it'll work this way, but could we prepay for the $349 now and then
yes.
Like where we get a discount code or something like where it's like,
here we go.
You invoice us
Cool.
now and then
Figure it out.
In 6 months, we put the discount code in to zero it out.
Yeah,
I'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out. The answer is yes.
Yes.
And we'll figure it out. Yes, absolutely. Great question. Thank you, Ashley. Love it. Yes.
We figure things out. That's what we do.
Yes, we will make it work.
Good question, Ashley.
Representing our class president there.
You're not
Melissa,
wrong.
you had a question earlier. Did we answer your question for you?
Yes, you did. I think
Okay,
so.
great. Any other questions?
Thoughts, feedback, suggestions? This is the time.
Dun, dun, dun.
I'll add something. I think what's wonderful about this is when I completed my coaching, just to have the place to come back to felt a little like, do I belong? I'm done with the coaching. And so I feel like what you've just done is you've eliminated just like when you're all in the coaching, it's like, it's deep, you're in it and you feel part of it. But then once that's done, you're just now eliminating like
Mhm.
feeling like out, but you're constantly in. So I
Yeah.
think it's going to be great.
Yeah. Yeah. I love that too. I think that's a really great point, Amy, because it's also the like, you set these big goals and then there's after work to be done, right? There's maintenance to be done after the goals. And then you feel so alone. So what does it look like to continue into the community with the accountability and the maintenance part of, continuing to activate the goals that were really big and hard. And so I love that part, Amy. Thank you for sharing that. That's really good.
Yeah, that's totally why. Amy Pazantian just came in. What's up, Amy? But yeah, there's a few of you that have like participated in a group previously, and this is exactly why. It's like what happens before, what
Mhm.
happens during, and then what happens after. Like we've talked about forever as well, that your whole story matters. So it's
Yeah.
not like this 6-month blip on your radar that we want to walk with you. Like this is relational work that extends beyond a 6-month thing. And we want to be a part of that journey. And we want for you to be able to be connected with other incredible women beyond a 6-month group.
Yeah.
So yeah, Amy, I'm glad that you feel that and that this also feels like a solution to that. All right, we want to honor your time, but I did want to read a little chunk out of this book. This is our book for the month of April to have conversation around. Liz, do we have a date on that yet?
Yes, I do. Hold on.
You posted in the chat.
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah, so you will read the book and then we'll have a discussion around it. It's so incredibly lovely. You guys will love this book. It's just it's so great. But if you all know, Priya Parker has written a ton on spaces of belonging. How do we create belonging in relationship, no matter the space that we are in? And so I hope, first of all, that you have felt a sense of belonging and connection in the hour that we've spent together. But I wanted to read the section, the chapter that she wrote in this book is called The Wisdom of a Group and the Wisdom of the Self. So she says, when I was in high school, my mom organized conversation circles with my friends in our basement on Monday evenings. We would invite a dozen or so girls and sit in a circle on pillows. She'd begin by teaching us breathing and meditation exercises. Sound familiar? And then lead a very purposeful discussions in which we explored our identities as young women, who we were, what we stood for. My mother wanted to bring her own experiences as an anthropologist to guide us through the anxiety-provoking transitions we found ourselves in. She could have done this just for me, but she knew there was something powerful about doing it in a group. The group was a mixture of brainy but irrelevant band nerds like me and popular cool girls whose sudden presence in our basement came as a shot of adrenaline. One of my friends, Jenna, was a crossover figure in our little school. She was that rare bird who had a sachet across social groups. And because she thought my mother was the coolest, 12 very different girls all signed up. In that circle of safety and confidence, we'd discuss all manner of topics. How did we find our voice? Was it okay to admit you wanted something? When should we speak up in class? Did we want to be liked by the boys, or was that too terrifying? Do you tell the truth if someone asks you what kind of music you like? My mother took our teenage issues seriously, and she took out the shame of an embarrassing issue by bringing it into the open and examining it in a matter-of-fact way. I'll scan through toward the end of the story. She says, I wanted us to speak from the heart. So she devised exercises to help us skip to the meaningful while also still making it relevant and fun and powerful. I came to believe that groups, when well structured, carried wisdom and could solve our problems. So when I reread this, it reinforced once again that I believe that we're better together. That a group context is so much more powerful than us figuring it out on our own. We can go so much further faster. But at the same time, we're not problems to be solved. We are wonders to behold. We are created for wholeness, and we have everything in us already for the life that we've been created to lead. And so that's what we are both hoping to build and to cultivate in this community. But we are really freaking committed to it as well. And you guys will get to hold us to actually building that. So we hope that you will say yes. We hope that you'll be a part of it. And we really hope you'll share it with people, because Ezer & Co is growing like crazy, and it's been so freaking exhausting and beautiful and terrifying and all of the things. But we believe that our mission and the work that we have to do needs to be shared like wildfire. So we hope this community can be one of those places that it gets that wildfire action. So we love you. Thank you. Thanks, co-host Liz.
Thank you, guys.
Y'all
It's
have-
an honor. I know tonight was the first time I met most of you. So thank you for sharing the space with us. Thank you for protecting it and holding it with us. And we're just getting started. The best is yet to come. Very
Yep.
great.
We'll stay on if you have questions. Sarah, thank you for doing all of the
Thank you.
Steph says,
Thanks,
do we want a
coaches.
picture? Do we want a
Amazing.
picture? Steph Porter says, do we want a picture?
Yeah, we do.
She's so good
I
about that.
always forget
Thank
these
you,
things.
Steph.
Way
So
too
good.
often.
Same.
Ashley, rearrange your sweatshirt.
Steph, make the hat.
If you have your happiest hour drinks,
Yeah.
pull your happiest hour drinks up. I didn't shower today, y'all.
I didn't either, Abe. It's a good day.
All right, 1, 2, 3, cheers. Happy birthday, Ezer & Co. Happy birthday, Ezers.
Cheers. Cheers to Ezer & Co. Cheers to community. Cheers to friendship.
Love, love, love. Have a great night.
Night, friends. Thank you.